Welcome, dear students. The focus of our current session is social and political power associated with English. I hope and expect by the end of this session, you would be able to understand what is the link between the social and political power and the development of English through the modern times. Well, there are so many languages in the world. There are so many options that are open for people to use. So, in all this situation, after all, why English? Why it is English that has emerged as an international language? Why it is so that English has emerged as a lingua franca? Why it is so that this is considered to be a language of connectivity amongst nations? Why it is so that the number of people who speak English keeps on increasing every day? Why it is so that the foreign speakers, the speakers of English as a foreign language, is a group of people that is ever increasing and ever expanding. After all, we need to think, what are the reasons? The question is whether there are any intrinsic characteristics or factors that are inherent to English language, or there are extrinsic factors, the external factors that have contributed towards this role and this status of English language. Well, my dear students, of course, there is nothing intrinsic. There is nothing intrinsically wonderful about the English language that it would get such a special status in the world. When we think of the pronunciation and grammar of English language, its pronunciation is not simpler than that of many other languages. Its grammar is also not simpler than other languages. So, we cannot say that it's easier to learn or it's easier to speak. When it comes to its spellings, certainly its spellings are not simpler than other languages. In fact, the spelling system in English is very, very complicated. It's not phonetic, which means the spellings and the pronunciation, they do not connect with each other, and spellings do not guide towards pronunciation and vice versa. Well, there then have to be certain reasons, there have to be certain factors why English has emerged as an international language. In fact, my dear students, a language becomes a world language for one reason only: the power of the people who speak it. But power means what? Power means different things. It can be political power, cultural power, technological power, and economic power. Each of these kinds of power have influenced in giving English the status that it is enjoying in today's world. When it comes to the political power, well, it emerged first in the form of the colonial, impact of the British Empire's expansion on the world. From the 16th to the 19th century, as the British Empire expanded, as it colonized the rest of the world, there was a kind of political power that was exhibited through this language that was used as a language of administration and of government, as well as of education. The second kind of power is the cultural power. It is in the 20th century, particularly when we think of, its manifestation in different spheres of life through the influence of, the American lifestyle, the American culture. Look around and you would find so many manifestations of that. As a result of these different manifestations of cultural power, it is possible to recognize today that in certain domains of life, English has become a preeminently present language. In fact, think of lifestyle, think of music, think of movies, think of food, and think of education, as well as of values of life. How much everything has changed, how much influence the American lifestyle, the American movie, the American media, the American education system, and for that matter, for the new generation in the world, the values, everything has an influence of the American culture. I would like you to think about your own culture, your own lifestyle, your own choices in movies and music and all that. And I would like you to think about the impact of English and, the English-speaking world on it.